Don't blame me if I break you.
What is going on, my fairy fans? Welcome back to another fairy tale discussion. Now this time it's gonna be a different discussion. I'm not using my face cam because I have someone joining me here, and that is Underrated Mage.
Yo, what is up, guys? Underrated Mage. I'm so glad to be able to collab with another big fairy tale YouTuber. I mean, there aren't too many fairy tale YouTubers out there, but to be able to do this, it's just a great experience, and we're gonna have a good time. So let's go.
So today's discussion, we're gonna be talking about Natsu versus Acnologia. As you guys read from the title, fairy tale is very kicking up. Like every chapter that's coming out is just becoming very epic. So we decided to talk about how will the fight between Natsu and Acnologia go down, who will die, and what kind of transformation will Natsu use to fight Acnologia. And more importantly, since we see right now Acnologia is trying to kill all Dragon Slayer and that he's making his way to fairy tale, who's gonna fight him first?
Now, to be honest, I think that there's going to be, if anything, I think that there's going to be one major death, and that's going to have to be Gagio. Simply because Gagio, he is looked at to be Natsu's rival in terms of Dragon Slayer wise, and I do think that him and Natsu have the biggest connections out of every single Dragon Slayer, out of all 7. Maybe Laxus, but I do think that Gagio has the biggest connection, and I think that Gagio's death, when Natsu sees Gagio die, it will make him go into, like, it will just make Natsu go crazy. Similar to how Agneel's death was. I mean, this is going to be his second time watching Acnologia kill off someone important to him, and I think that Gagio's death is going to be a big trigger simply because they've been through so much together. Sting and Rogue, the invasions of the dragon, when they went to the Etherious world, like these two, they're pretty much like rivals, best friends, Goku and Vegeta type, and I think that when Gagio dies, that's going to have a huge impact on Natsu's new transformation.
Although that may sound interesting, in my theory, I think it might be different. I don't believe no one said that Fairy Tail's gonna die, because we do have an interview of Hirameshima saying that how he wants Fairy Tail to end in the good way. So I'm pretty sure in his good way he means by not killing off anyone. But what I do think is, if someone's gonna die, I have a feeling it might be Rogue. He might probably die, but I don't think that's gonna trigger Natsu's anger. What's gonna happen is when Natsu sees Acnologia, and when Acnologia reveals to him that I'm Acnologia, because he's gonna come as human form, Natsu's gonna have a lot of anger, because at the end when he saw Dragneel kill him, he had that anger and rage that he's gonna avenge Dragneel. And throughout the 1 year training that he's been doing, I'm pretty sure he's been pretty much training himself so he could be strong enough to kill Acnologia. What do you think about that?
I actually think that's true. I do think that while he did go and harness Agneel's power, I do think that Blaze Dragon King mode is there so he can use it to fight against Acnologia ultimately, and Zeref, simply because it's called Blaze Dragon King.
Exactly.
We know that Acnologia is the Dragon King, so I think that that Natsu, he's been training that move for Acnologia.
Exactly, and on top of that, Hirameshima did say that Natsu's going to get a new transformation. I believe Natsu's going to use this transformation to fight Acnologia, because he can't kill Zeref up, because if he does, he dies with Zeref. That's one thing new we found out. And on top of that, Mavis found a secret technique how to stop Zeref. So that we're going to leave Zeref out of this. It's between Natsu and Acnologia. I think when Natsu transforms to his new form, my theory is that his form is going to be something like his dragon force, but it's going to be like a more of a dragon type of look. So he has like a wing, and his face kind of looks like a dragon, but at the same time he's still Natsu. I even made a video on Natsu's ultimate form. It's pretty much that, but what are your opinions on what do you think is going to be Natsu's final form?
I actually do agree with you with the whole Natsu turning into a dragon, but mine's a little bit different. I do think he's going to get like a full-on dragon transformation. Now, hear me out. I know a lot of people say that, oh, Dragneel created antibodies, but the way how I see it, Dragneel said that he was creating antibodies, which means that he was doing it while the time he was inside of him. But now that Dragneel is gone and dead, I do think that will give Natsu that he doesn't have any more antibodies left, and I do think that his Dragon Slayer magic will begin to take over. That's going to make him turn into a full-body dragon, and I think it's going to be cool because he'll be able to combat Acnologia in his full-body dragon transformation.
Although that sounds awesome, but one thing I think that might not be true about Natsu getting full dragon form is because they said that Acnologia bathed in a lot of dragon's blood, and therefore that's the thing that helped him transform into a dragon. But when it comes to Natsu, he pretty much didn't kill any dragon. Acnologia would probably be the first one he's had to fight one-on-one, right? Because inside the Grand Magic game, when they were talking, they revealed about Acnologia of how he transformed to a dragon. He once was a human, but then he bathed inside dragon's blood. He killed a lot of dragons, and therefore he had the ability to transform to a dragon. So that's one thing we'll see, but it will be actually pretty awesome if Natsu does actually end up transforming to a dragon. But like I said, I think his ultimate form is going to be something similar to a dragon, but he's still a human where he has possesses the power of a dragon. It will be something like that. But when you think about it, when it comes to Fairy Tail, do you think that Natsu might feel despair close to the end when it comes to it of how he's going to end up destroying both Zeref and Acnologia, or do you think that's going to happen?
To be honest, I don't think that Natsu was going to feel despair. I did think he was going to feel despair, but after his first encounter with Zeref, and he was so determined to take him down, even after figuring out that was his brother, I do think that Natsu, he's not going to have like any remorse for them anymore, to be honest.
Exactly, and on top of that, we got Gray Fullbuster who made a vow to kill END. So what do you think will be his reaction when he sees that Natsu is END?
Oh my god, that's just gonna be amazing. I actually made videos on what if Natsu revealed that he's END in the past, but I think that once Gray figures out that Natsu is END, it's gonna be crazy, because I think that Gray, he's going to think that Natsu was keeping this a secret from him this whole time.
Exactly.
Yeah. I think that everybody else will be thinking that too, but to be honest, this is Natsu, like Natsu just figured it out too, so I think he's going to have to try to either A, defend himself, or B, he's just going to let Gray, like similar to how I guess you could say that he's going to let Gray like get some hits in on him, but then like I think that Gray's going to come to his senses later.
Hopefully that will happen, but if anything, worst comes to worst, if they have to fight, we all know Natsu will probably be the strongest one to beat when it comes to them fighting. Natsu will probably have the upper hand over Gray anytime. But yeah, one thing I was surprised about Natsu is that when he found out that he is END and on top of that he's Zeref's brother, he took that as in, you know, like he didn't really care much. Like I thought that it would be a big surprise to his heart, but he really didn't care inside the chapter when he found out that he was Zeref's brother.
Yeah, that's true. Like he was shocked, but I think that like he's not gonna let that. One thing, I was one of the big supporters of Natsu actually forgiving Zeref after he found out that Zeref revived him, because basically Zeref is the reason why he's living. But
exactly.
After Natsu's reaction, he pretty much doesn't give a fuck. Like he's still like, okay, you're my brother. That doesn't mean I'm still not gonna kill you. So I'm actually surprised that Natsu doesn't have any emotion for Zeref.
But yeah, this is gonna be very fired up moment. I can't wait for this to come up in the previous chapter. Hopefully next chapter or so we're gonna see more details about what Acnologia's plan, how he's gonna make his way to Fairy Tail, and we're still waiting on Gildar Clive. Like this guy hasn't shown up yet, but I have a feeling he's gonna be like the most strongest character when he comes there. But do you think Natsu might surpass Gildar soon?
I don't think soon, but I do think that end of series wise, I do think that Natsu is going to be stronger than Gildarts. But as for this war, I do think that Gildarts is going to be on August level, if not Zeref level. I just think he's going to be so OP.
Exactly. Let me know your guys' thoughts. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, guys. What do you guys think about this fight between Natsu and Zeref, or Natsu and Acnologia, and how you think Natsu is going to fight Acnologia? Do you guys all agree with the fact that he might transform into a new Dragon Force to fight Acnologia, or do you guys think that he might feel despair by seeing Dragneel die in front of him?
Yeah, man, that's basically it for this little collab. It was fun doing it with Goku T23. And yeah, that's basically it. Comment what you guys think down below. Subscribe if you haven't.
If there's anything you guys like this video I to talk about, please drop us a like. That would be amazing. If you enjoy my guild by subscribing, please do so. I'll greatly appreciate it. I'm Goku T23. Have an insane day, my fairy fans.